advertisers.
Buongiorno, and welcome to the Italian American radio show and podcast. Whether you're sipping an espresso, indulging in a plate of pasta,
ultimate
or
Vegas
just tuning in
extravaganza.
from your favorite pizzeria, we're here to bring you the flavors, traditions, and stories that make up the heart of the Italian American experience. From the bustling streets of Little Italy to the family kitchens where recipes are passed down through generations, we'll explore it all. So grab a cannoli, settle in, and let's embark on this delightful journey together. In each episode, we'll feature interviews with fascinating guests, share authentic recipes, and dive into the history that shaped the Italian-American community. But most importantly, we want to hear from you. Call in, share your stories, and let's create a community that celebrates the essence of La Dolce Vita. You can also catch our podcast episodes for a taste of Italy wherever you are. So whether you're Nana's favorite or just discovering your roots, get ready for a radio experience that's amore, right here on the Italian American radio show and podcast. Andiamo! Stay tuned for an hour of cultural delights coming your way on the Italian American radio show and podcast.
Good afternoon, everyone here in Las Vegas and wherever else you are listening to the show. We have people that do listen to the show from all over. In any event, I'm going to say hello to everybody. It's a beautiful day here in Las Vegas. It's only 102, which is better than 107 or 17. But it's a beautiful day outside, and I'm here with Justin, the producer, and he's always a happy guy. But today's not smiling like normal. I think it's no, I'm kidding. He is. He's smiling. I'm only busting him for him. And our lady just left. The blonde bombshell just left. In case she's listening, driving home in her car. She does the German show here. German music she does. She does it very well, too. And she has a German-Austrian restaurant that I haven't been to yet, but I want to go because they do have good food. I don't know about the one here because I haven't been here yet, but the one in Philadelphia out in Bucks County, for people that know Philadelphia, there's a really good German-Austrian restaurant. It's a club. It's not so much a restaurant as it is a club. You know, you got. I don't even know you got to be a member. I went in a couple times. I wasn't a member, but had lunch and it was fabulous food and always. Well, Germans are great cooks. And in any event, that being said, I wanted to say hello to a couple people. I want to say hello to Catherine because Catherine was very sick again. My friend in Jersey and Glassboro, and she's selling her home now, supposedly anyway. Going to get a smaller place, and I wish her luck with that. I hope it works real quick for her. And I hope she's feeling good and she's relaxing. I hope this weekend. I don't know, but I hope she is. And also, I want to say hello to someone I just friended. Her name is Lexi. And Lexi is a gorgeous, I think probably 18-year-old, 19-year-old maybe. I'm not sure. She may not even be that old. She may only be 17. Just a real smart kid going to college. But she's going to college. Supposedly her aunt told me she's going to college up in Colorado. I was married to her aunt. And I got a friend request from her. I don't even know that she actually requested me, but it was, she popped up. And I knew the face. I knew her. Not that I've ever spoke to her before, because I haven't. But her aunt had told me how beautiful she was, and she is. She's a living doll. And so I texted her back that I would love to be a friend with her. And the reasoning is that I was her uncle but that was before she was born. I think she got a kick out of it. In any event, I want to say hello to Lexi. And Lexi, anytime you want to call me, and you want to chit chat and talk, I'll be glad to do it. And my number is 702-265-4419. I'll send this show to you, and then you'll have it all. And the reason I'm telling you that is because your dad, Al, or Butchie as I always knew him by, I know his name was Al too, but we called him Butch. I got a lot of stories about your father. I mean, a lot. He taught me how to drive in his brand new car. He treated me good. He was that was even before I wasn't married to your aunt at the time, but I was younger, and I was about 3-4 years younger than your dad. But he was a cool guy, slick, sharp, good looking, handsome. He could have been a movie star. He was a movie star with the girls. It's a story for another time. In any event, Lexi, I just want to say hello to you. Hope you're having fun down on the beach in Wildwood. And I hope your Aunt Joycey's taking good care of you. And I'm sure she is. And your brother, too. And, pardon me, I will send this to you. In any event, I got to go now because I'm doing a radio show here. And it's not always about you. You know, Lexi? The show's not always about Lexi. Magic. Lexi Magic. Lexi Majinski, actually, but we'll call her Magic. Okay, Magic. I'm going to go. I'll be talking to you, I'm sure. Tell your Aunt Joyce I said hello if for some chance you get this message. Bye-bye. I got to make some calls here. You want to, we'll call Ricchetti, Mr. Ricchetti. I'll get you his number. I got it here. And I want to play his music. You want to play the song first? Let's play it. Let's play it first, and then we could talk about it. Okay? So Frank, we're going to play. Paula, we're going to play his song that he recorded, and then we're going to call. Boy, you could smell that.
Just another Saturday, I sit inside my room, trying hard to figure out what it is that I should do. You and I together, we had a special life. I was hoping someday you were gonna be my wife. That's when love walks out on you. There's nothing you can do. You've got to see it through. That's when love finally decides there'll be no more lies, no more sacrifice. That's when love Thinking I should clean my house, I go into my room. I see something on the floor, lying right next to the room. Pictures of better times going round and in my head. So I placed it on the wall, on the mantelpiece instead. And that's when love walks out on you. There's nothing you can do, but you've got to see it through. That's when love finally decides there'll be no more lies, no more sacrifice. That's when love when my family comes around, I try to be polite. Candies, goodies on the table, burning candlelight. But I just can't wait until they're gone and out of sight, so I can be alone and cry myself to sleep at night. morning. Sitting in my living room, I can hear my neighbor cry. She gave him everything, but all she got was lies. Sometimes I can hear her through the window or the door, praying that she could have it back the way it was before. And this is what I tell her. That's when love walks out on you. There's nothing you can do, but you've gotta see it through. That's when love finally decides there will be no more lies and no more sacrifice. That's when love
Frank, it's Francis. How are you, buddy? Can't hear me? Oh, okay. Oh, I know why you can't hear me, because I can't hear you, Frank, because I don't have these earphones on. Hold on a minute. And I'll be with you in a second. Justin does this to me on purpose. He
Hold on,
gets
Frank.
me busy doing
He's got to
gets me busy doing
put his
other
headphones
things.
on so he can hear you.
Okay, I'm back. Frank. Jeez, my knees. I do now. I mean, it was turning into a real fiasco here at the station. But yeah, I hear you. Thanks, Frank, for holding on. I mean, not hanging up on me. Yeah, well, I wanted to play it first, let people hear it, and we're going to play it again, naturally. But I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. But he was telling me that we can't talk over it. But we'll talk. I think he fixed that. We could talk over it now. But in any event, how you doing, buddy? I haven't spoke to you in about 3 weeks, I guess.
The adult center we go to each week. We're there like 6 times a week, and we've been just trying to keep things going in focus. My wife and I are very special people. We support each other, and she supported me in writing my book and my song, and I supported her in writing her book. And and the most important thing is that there's somebody out there like you. Just to talk to us about what we're experiencing in our lives and how we're trying to move on and just to be more prolific and indulge in what's going on in the world, try to help people, giving us our chance to maybe express ourselves publicly so that we can make a difference in someone else's life.
How's Paula's book coming along? Right. Right. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's it. It wasn't for money. It was just I wanted to get it out there,
Well,
and that's what happened. So I didn't have miraculous sales. No.
You know, one of the greatest books that was ever written, and it was absolutely one of the greatest books that was ever written around the world. It was sold around the world. Didn't do anything when it was first written, and that's the truth. So you keep the faith, kid. You know, because
Oh, yeah.
there's other avenues for you to go and get the book out to people, and which you'll have to. I wish you would have threw it in with Frank's book, because I read Frank's book and I was laughing. Different parts I was laughing, but
Yeah, my book isn't as comical as his. Mine is, it's 7 essays. It's a short book. It's called Sentiments.
yeah. Well, you
And
have to understand. Frank was in another world when he was writing that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He really wasn't
Absolutely.
with us. He was somewhere else.
I was on another planet, I think.
He didn't know if he
think
wanted to murder people or take them to dinner.
Well,
I laughed. I'm
it's-
telling you, I read the book twice. I laughed my butt off. I was going to say my ass, but I said no.
Okay.
I said
Well,
it that
that's
way.
the reason I really was very honest. And thank you for that comment about the book being humorous, at least.
Oh, it was. It was. I mean, but it also had. It was justified in what you were saying. I mean, you were justified in saying what you were saying. It was how you were going about it that was funny, you know. And
Yeah, oh,
and,
yeah.
and the little pieces you threw in there. And
But Fran,
yes, go ahead.
Fran, what I thought was interesting was his poetic prose in it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't get
I
to
mean,
that
some
yet.
of that stuff, I said, I didn't even know you had that in your head. I was very impressed.
Well, not
Well,
many,
women
not
do-
many guys do. I was impressed myself. I said, people are still doing this, but where have I been?
Oh, yeah. Well, you'd be surprised what women make you do, friend. You'd be surprised what they make you do.
Oh no, I wouldn't surprise me what they make me do.
When they put you through stuff, and the only reason I'm not in jail today is because my wife saved me. She's the one that kept me out of jail. Like you said, I was going to kill people or whatever.
Now listen, I got to ask this question: the lady that was in California that you were texting or talking to
Yeah.
all the time, was
Yeah.
that Paula?
No, that was Gina.
That was Gina, but I thought maybe it was that was just a different name she was using.
No.
I hadn't even met him yet.
Honestly, friend, Gina was the kind of person, I don't even know how, she was Italian as well.
Yeah.
But I don't even know how we struck a chord on the dating site that we were both on. But she sent me a photo, and I said, "Well, you know what? Not for nothing. She's being a little more honest than the rest of these women out here, because they wouldn't even send me a picture of who they were."
Right.
But she was a very successful woman, and she was. But she was really into guys that were in uniforms. In fact, she was in love with this an airline pilot.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She says, I love guys in uniform. And he's an airline pilot. And we were supposed to meet, and for some reason it never happened. So all we were doing was like, we're kind of like a ping pong ball with our emotions. and
Yeah, but
comments.
she was very good with you.
Oh, yes, she was.
She was. I
very-
mean, she kept coming back and giving you great advice.
Yeah, she was. And she really was just a friend. She was nothing romantic at all.
But I'll tell you what,
and,
she must have knew. She knew that Byberry was close, and that's where you were heading. if you didn't straighten up.
I don't know how
that's a
that
Philly.
ended.
That's a Philly joke. Only people in Philly and South Jersey know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I know, because I know what Byberry is. Right. But I'll tell you, the only thing that ended that, like I said in my book, you would see it, of course. What ended that relationship was when I met my wife, Paula.
Well,
She was the one
yeah, I know.
that I was looking for, and God sent her to me, and I have to use his name because it was him, because I did pray, and I did ask God to bring me to that woman. You know where she's at. She's not on this dating site. She's not on that dating site. She's somewhere other. I don't even know where she is. But he says, okay, fine, great. Guess where I
She
found
was
her?
in church.
That's right, in church, not a bar, not a club, not a social event. She was there, sitting on the other side of the pew, and she was, just. I said, Lord, well, that's another story. I don't want to get into that right now, but this is it. She was the one that
Wow.
God gave to me.
That's funny. That you met her there, because I've said that to quite a few people. You want to meet nice people? Go to church on Sunday.
Don't go to bars.
Yeah, just go there. You're gonna meet nice people, and they're good looking, they're healthy, they're attractive, they got everything. They work. You'd be surprised.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they love
Yeah.
God. But in any
Fran.
event, that's a funny thing. Yeah, darling, go ahead.
Just let me interject this part
Go
about
ahead.
the meeting in church. He was on the other side of the church. I'm on the left side. He's on the right side. And he's sitting next to pastor's wife, Ruth, which I thought was a nice, I thought, this is nice. He knows them well. The next week, he was sitting behind me. So I'm making progress. I'm just saying to myself. But he's sitting next to a woman who I knew very well, Lois. And I thought that was her boyfriend. That
I was her boyfriend.
That Frank was Lois's boyfriend.
Ah,
So
okay.
I casually asked, I said, "Oh, who is Frank to you?" She said, "He's my brother-in-law." And I said, "Thank you, Jesus." Thank you, Jesus. I'm not stepping on anybody's toes.
Which I got to stop you for 1 minute. Which only goes to show one thing here, Frank. When a woman puts her eye on you, you're done.
You're done.
You're done, buddy.
You're done.
That's
You're
right.
You're
You're
done.
done. But I want to finish that story. Come on, Paul. Finish the story. I like it.
So from there,
He was behind you. So,
he was
Yeah.
sitting behind me. But I saw he was, sitting with Lois. So I went, uh-oh.
My sister-in-law, ex-sister-in-law.
But I didn't know that. And so I said, "Who is he to you?" And she said, "Oh, he's my brother-in-law." And I said, "Thank you, Jesus." So a few weeks went by, and one Sunday, the whole church cleared out, and Frank was sitting in a pew, and I was already outside. And I walked back in, and I walked back out 3 times, like the Holy Spirit, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. I came back in the 3rd time. God was actually opening up the door, closing it, opening, closing, opening. And I went right in front of Frank, who was like drilled to the seat. He was standing, but he was, he wasn't moving. I put my business card, I marketed essential oils for a time, and I put my card right under his nose. And he said, "What's this?" I said, "This is my business card. If ever you want to chat, have a cup of coffee, whatever." And that's what started it. And he called me about a week later, and we've been together ever since.
how'd you like that? How'd you like that hook, Frank? How you like that hook? How'd you like that hook? It wasn't actually a hook. It was just a card, but
Well,
you see how it's-
no. This was something that was set. It was set in time. I was
it's set in time.
by
all right.
myself. The church had gone. Everybody had left, and I couldn't move. Like she said, I was nailed to the floor. I'm in a moment of consciousness, and I'm saying I'm
You were
asking
saying,
God.
"Please, God, please, God, please, God, don't let her leave."
I said, "What is this?" I said, "Why can't I leave?" And he didn't say nothing. And I'm standing there frozen. And I said, "Oh, there's something going on here. I don't know what it is." And that's when she came over, and I saw this arm injected under my nose. My head was bowed right over my chest, and I saw this hand there. I said, "Geez, this is not the hand of God. It's human." And I had a business card in there. So I know that's not God. He don't have a business. He just runs everything. And that's when I knew that I was meant to be there and to wait for some
Yes.
strange reason. And that strange reason turned out for me to call her, I think it was more than a week or so, because I heard that you're not supposed to call people right away, and I called her, and she was in Longport on the beach with her cousin, and I called her, and she said, "Oh, well, I'm out in Philly now. I'm in Longport." I said, "Well, you gave me your card." I said, I called you now because I figured you want to go get a cup of coffee, etc., which we did. And we went from one thing to the other. But, we wound up going to church every Sunday. We had breakfast at a diner that was very close by, very popular in South Philadelphia, called the Penrose Diner.
Oh, yeah,
It was
sure.
a block away from the church called Calvary Temple at the time. Now that's also changed. And before long, we're dating, and it just happened. It was it. It was over. I was done. I was done looking. She hooked me hook, line, and sinker. And she had some doubts after we got married,
As they
but
all
we've been
do.
together now. It'll be 14 years in August of this year. So
Oh, wow.
August 28th.
Wow. Wow.
And the beautiful thing about the thing is, we are both on the same page, so to speak. She wanted to be a writer. She always wanted to be a writer, and she has written. I've always wanted to be a writer, but I was also a songwriter. I wrote a lot of songs. I never had them all published. But now in my life, I'm saying, now, God, I said, what do you want to do with this thing? What do you want to do? What did I do all this for? And I've talked to the people at the most, let me say, secluded place you could ever find any real excitement. I would say that in a term, but not meaning to be negative, is an adult center. Where you go there, people you have to be at least 55 years old or 60 just to get in.
Yeah, right.
So what's the enthusiasm? All right. Thank God we don't walk in with wheelchairs. We don't go in with walkers, but there's a lot of people there who really need a lot of help. They do. So we involved ourselves there. We wanted to participate, and it really became more than us giving. It became that we received more from being involved with them.
Yeah, you're
And that's
getting
when
more
I
out of it,
met
yeah.
Joe. That's when I met Joe Goodrich and his mother. He's always with her. He loves his mother to death.
Yes, he does.
Always he will go out of his way. He will ignore anything else. It could be a phone call from Steven Spielberg. He'll ignore it just to take care of his mother.
Yeah.
But when I said to him, I said, Joe, not for nothing. I got something I want to run by your way. I said, I'll be getting calls to make my story into a movie. He goes, oh, you got a book? I said, yeah, I wrote a book a few years ago, whatever. I told him. He goes, all right, let me see it. I gave him a copy. As soon as he read the back part of that book, he goes, I know exactly what to do. He goes, I want you to give you his phone number. I want you to call this fellow, Fran Sullivan, that I've known for years. He goes, I know exactly what to do, and he'll help you. And that's when you connected with me. You actually returned my call. It was amazing that you even...
I even considered it, huh?
I think, my God, this has got to be something. There's some of this. I sent emails and text messages to every celebrity I could send to that I thought would be interested in the song and the book.
And nobody got back to you.
Responded. Never.
My God.
Never responded. Never even said yes or no.
Wow.
And I think the song is a very...
I do too. I do too. I think you got a nice song there. I think, I like the idea of what you said. You said you have more. So the idea is get. All you need to do is get one entertainer to. Let me think. Let me think here for a minute. Because I see this month coming. I'm going to be off all month, so I'll have plenty of time to do some things, and talk to some people. My producer's looking at me saying, "What?" But I'm off. I'm sorry, but he didn't even know. But in any event, September 1st I'll be back on. But in any event, it'll give me time to do something. See, I would like to give that recording, because you gave me a few of them. I'd like to give it to somebody, let them hear it. An entertainer here in town.
Oh, good.
And let them do it on stage, perhaps.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice? Say.
I had a singer that I was his manager for a while, and I had given him a copy. I wanted him to get up there and sing it on his venue, but he never did it.
No, well, why not? I mean, I don't understand.
Well, he was more like a crooner type kind of guy, Sinatra and stuff
what's
like that.
What's that got to do with anything? That don't have anything.
Well,
Fran,
I sing Sinatra too. Yeah. I sing Tony Bennett. I sing Johnny Mathis. I sing Sammy Davis. I sing Dean Martin. You name it. John Gary. I sung them all. I should have been on the Tonight Show. I was invited 3 times on the Tonight Show. No lie. True.
And you never went.
Never went. Never did it. What I'm telling you is absolute true. I started singing Al Jolson when I was 10 years old. And I'm not kidding about it. And I loved singing, and that's all I did. I went to vocal school till I was 27 at 23rd and Chestnut.
Oh, wow.
And I first went to the Schubert Theater when I was a kid. I started when I was 15 there, and you know went every Thursday night. But what I'm saying is I never stopped. I loved it. You know, there's a club. There was I don't think it's there anymore. It was called Grable's down in Atlantic City. I don't know if you remember that club.
I don't remember that.
Grable's. It was right by the Knife and Fork. Great club. And I remember I went in there one time with a friend of mine, and I wasn't singing, you know, but I could. Like I tell people, I could, you know, even though you hear me sing, I don't really sing, you know, when I'm singing. You'll know when I'm singing. And there was this new song. It was Feelings. The song was Feelings.
Oh, beautiful song.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved that tune.
Julio Iglesias.
And yeah, and I Catherine went up to the guy on the stage and told him, you know, and he called me up to sing it.
Wow.
I did. And and when I laughed later at myself, though I laughed, but two things happened. The dancing people were dancing, but when I started to sing the song, they stopped. And they were just watching me. The bartender stopped, the waitresses stopped. And Harry Grable, the owner of that nightclub, came to me after I was done singing that song. I think I sung a different song too besides that, but he came up and he wanted to know where my band was. He wanted to hire me. I said, I don't have a band. I'm just down here for the summer, laying on a beach with Catherine. That's what I'm doing, and that's what I was doing. And but to answer we were talking about why people. I don't understand why people. You know, they're singing everybody else's songs. You're singing Sinatra songs, but he tells you, "Oh, I ain't going to sing your song." What are you, an ass?
No, wait a second. We went to his. It was a beautiful catered event.
Yeah.
And there was a comedian. We're not going to mention
Well, I
his
was
name.
managing this guy.
Yeah, and we were obviously we were there. So he said, Frank, midway, I'm going to sing your song. And this was his response after he said that. He's on stage, and he said, in fact, Frank introduced him on stage. He brought him on the stage. And he said, I had every intention of singing Frank's song, but it wouldn't play on the track. I sat there, and immediately I crossed him out of my life. I said, so unfair. So unfair. We drove this guy to the event. He said he was going to have a limo pick
Because his
us up.
chauffeur was sick or something.
His chauffeur was sick. This guy never had a chauffeur any more than I did. We had to drive him to the dry cleaner to pick up his suit for the night.
His tux.
His tuxedo. Okay. So the whole thing just got such a sour taste. I said, Frank, break away from this guy because for some reason, he's not who he says he is. He is a crooner. He is a singer. He has a beautiful voice. I will never denounce anybody's talent just because they're an asshole.
Don't use that
I didn't mean
phrase.
to use that phrase.
Well, that's a shame. I feel for you. I mean, that when you already have an audience,
Yeah,
you know, that's the time to do it.
exactly.
You know, I don't mean go up on the stage. You know, it's the very first song you did. Nobody even heard of it. But if you've already got everybody's attention and they're enjoying your entertaining, that would be the time to do it. I don't know. My idea of entertainers, even in this town, I joked on the radio years ago. Some people knew I sung, and Fran, why don't you do it? I said, if I went down there and sung down there in those lounges, I promise you, nobody'd get a job anymore. They'd be hiring me everywhere. I'd be in a friggin' showroom in 6 months. And I meant that because when I mean it sincerely, I knew I could sing. I knew I was an entertainer. I did. I mean, I knew it. From the time I was a kid, I just knew it. But I certain things just happened in my life all the time, just as I was ready to do it, and I had to stop. I had to stop, and it was sad, but
like I said to you, Fran, when I first published a song in Tennessee, Horizon Music did it for me. Randy, what's his name, Ronnie James. He asked me to come down and sing, and I remember I told you that time I couldn't go because my wife had an operation on her foot,
Right.
and I couldn't go down there because she needed me at the house.
Right.
So he had to get another singer up there to do the vocals for my song.
Right.
And I couldn't say no because, he has a schedule. He's not going to wait forever, So he said to me, I got a guy, Randy Brown. He used to sing with the Alabama. Oh, well, I know Alabama. They were a very famous country group, right?
Yeah.
So I said, okay, let him sing it and send me the copy back, of course. But like I said, I couldn't go out to Tennessee.
Yeah.
And like you said, things stopped me from doing what I wanted to do. But they were more important.
And
Wow.
truthfully, I think Frank's version of his own song is actually better
Well,
than that guy.
well, probably is, because he can put more emphasis on the words that he wants to put it on.
Exactly.
And that's the
Exactly.
most important part when you're singing, being able to emphasize the word, whatever the word is, that you're trying to express. If you can express the word, that's why Sinatra was so good. That's why Johnny Mathis was so good,
Exactly.
because they could
It's
express themselves.
interpretation.
The same thing with Nat King Cole. He could do it, and he did it. Not that he could do it. He did do it.
Yeah, he did do it.
And
I would say, yeah, I would love to hear your version of it. I don't know if you ever recorded it, but
well,
you sing it.
I used to take the music track only, and go out and sing it in special, local places where they were having karaoke events and stuff like that. I would go out and do that. And the last place I did that to, and I have a video of that. My daughter took the video that night. I was at a local place singing for a friend of ours, Johnny Pompo, his name. He had his own group and all. He actually produced a DVD, a CD about music and all. So he would go out and perform. He was a live guitar player. He had a band behind him, stuff like that. And he asked me to come out and sing. I said, well, John, not for nothing. I said, I'll come out and sing, but I want to do my own song. So I gave him a copy of the music. He incorporated it into his system, and I got up there and I sang. Now, and while I was singing, though, Fran, everybody at this particular time of the night, it was a local pub, a local bar, people just go there all the time.
Yeah.
And whatever. So I'm singing, and a lot of people were talking and stuff like that, and I'm singing my heart out, and after the song was over, immediately, I heard an applause. Like I heard an applause, like it almost sounded like a standing ovation.
Well, you had it. You knocked it
Not
out of the
only
park.
they were
brother.
listening or not, but they clapped like crazy.
And that's when you should have known. I wish you would have known me. I would have told you what to do, because that's
Well, I
when you
didn't
should
know
have
you
got.
then.
You should have got into a studio with the engineers where they could have really, dubbed your voice in there the way it should be on the track, and then you really have it.
Why?
It's a shame that you couldn't have taken it a little further. But again, what I told Paul, I'll tell you, it's not over because music lasts forever. The song lasts.
Exactly.
So-
That's the truth. It's eternal.
Yeah.
Well,
And what's not in favor now may be in favor 5 years from now.
Right.
Or what wasn't then may be now. It's just the way it is.
It's true.
Fran, I'll tell you what, you know this, and I know you know this, but there's a moment in time where a nobody becomes a somebody.
That's exactly
If
right.
somebody listens. If somebody listens, he becomes a somebody.
Somebody listens.
And I know a guy in Vegas as well. He was a friend of ours in South Philly. He's a DJ. He left Philly. He said, I got to get out of here, Frank, and not for nothing. Like he would talk like that. You know how we get down in South Philly. We call girls guys and guys girls, He goes, I got to get out of here. If I gave you his name, I don't think I should mention it to you, but he's been in Vegas for about 10 years now.
More. Yeah.
And sometimes he'll text me and he'll send a video. He goes, Frank, you have no idea what's happened to me out here. He goes, I'm making so much money. He goes, I am so blown away. He goes, you got to come out here. I said, what am I going to do out here? I'm a contractor. Yeah, I sing a little bit, but who do I know? I know you. but I'd have to change my whole life just to come out, and be where you are. And I would love to do that. But at that time, when I was asked to go, I was not able to go.
Well, that's a problem, at that time. Sure.
But he probably knows you, and you probably know him if I mention his name. But I don't think I should do that on
You're
your
not talking
radio
about
show.
Cookie. You're not talking about Cookie, are you?
No.
Okay.
But I don't want to mention people on your radio show, Fran. That's
No,
your,
I
that's
don't
your
care about that. What do I care? I don't care. Nothing
Yeah.
bothers me.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Well, you might know where was he located anyway? At Paula.
He was in Vegas, and then he moved up to Lake Tahoe.
Oh, he's in Tahoe now.
Well, he was in Lake Tahoe, but he's been one of the few times he texted me last year and this year. He's in Vegas again.
So
I don't know.
He came
So
back.
he's back to Vegas.
Yeah.
Anyway, if I could, I'll tell you what. I'll text you his name, and you can find out if you even know him or heard of him.
Yeah, I mean, if he's from Philly, I mean, what the hell?
Now the guy we were talking about, the crooner guy, he was in Vegas. He was singing on a regular basis. He had a band behind him. He was doing very good until the curse word, COVID.
Oh,
And then he was doing nothing. And that's when he met me. I think he met me, where we meet him at that time, where he was like, he looked like he was just
At a party.
and he was dressed real nice, a friend of ours. It was at Johnny Pop, my cousin's party for, I think it was New Year's Eve, wasn't it? No? Okay. But he was there. In fact, my friend Johnny asked him to get out of bed and come over because the guy, the crooner guy, he was out singing all night and he just had gotten to bed. And my friend Johnny, he's actually my cousin. He married my cousin, so he's like an in-law cousin. And he calls him on the phone and says, "Joe, so and so, on one his name, goes, come on, we got friends over here. Come on down. I want you to come in just to meet everybody, and sing a song for us, right?" So he did come in. He was half asleep when he walked in the door. He had a suit jacket on. He looked nicely dressed. And that's how I met him. And we started to talk, and he started talking to me. He stared me in the eye. He goes, "You know what? I want you to manage me." I said, "Really? Really?" I said, "Are you kidding me? You want me to be your manager?" He goes, "Yes, I do." Well, I don't know. I said, "Okay, fine." One thing led to another. I started doing that. I got some gigs for him. I got him paid gigs. I was supposed to be paid for being his manager. Never happened.
Well, because he was broke. You see, he was like everybody else. The COVID killed him.
That's right.
And he was
broke.
down. He was down on his luck, and he was down mentally.
He was broke. His chauffeur left him. The guy who operated his music, the audio guy, he left him.
Yeah.
And he had no manager. The manager left him. So
Well, everything closed up here. I mean, Vegas was dead. I'm not kidding you. I mean, there was no action here in Vegas.
Yeah.
All the entertainers were gone. They didn't have anybody. They didn't have it was a joke here. You could shoot a gun off. When I tell you could shoot a gun off on the strip, you could shot a gun off for a year and a half. There was nobody there. Nobody. And that's what these lunatics that were in power did. They just ruined everything.
Well,
and they ruined everybody from coast to coast. I mean, it wasn't, unless you just had a fabulous job, you were an attorney or a doctor where you had money coming all the time, you were okay. But if you were just a middle of the road guy, you're going to struggle. And it never ended. It never ended. They're still struggling. Right here, it's terrible. Well,
I remember that. Remember that year, just when everything was shut down, and I was with this guy who was a manager. He actually sends me a video because we weren't allowed to go see our friends or family members or nothing. He sends me a video, and he's in his living room, which I was in his living room as well, and he has a big bottle of champagne, right? And the TV sets on. He goes, "This is the first year in my life I've ever spent it alone. Alone.
Oh.
Drinking. It was those big mega bottles of champagne, not the 2 liters. Bigger. And and what was I doing that night? I think it was me and you, right? Just me and my wife. We were sitting home in our living room, just watching the TV, and I think we split a bottle of the Prosecco or something like that. Anyway, but I felt his pain. I did.
Well, you couldn't go anywhere. You're wearing a mask. What are you going to go have something to eat? Who the frick wanted to go to a nice restaurant with a mask on and try to eat something? And
That
with
was so-
people looking at you,
It was so ridiculous.
The whole friggin' thing was, and that's why I'm telling you, the Strip. I mean, you had to be here to see it or live it, which I did. And these guys that were entertaining and musicians down here, they starved to death.
Oh, well, one guy we do know in Philadelphia, as I think I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned his name, and what he did the entire period of COVID shutdown, every Sunday, this guy from his own home videotaped him singing and posting it for us live on our cell phones. He would give us an hour every Sunday of his own personal singing, alone by himself with his tracks behind him. Right? We're talking the tracks on the DVD.
Yeah, you're talking about Stevie?
Yeah, Stevie Retrovato.
Yeah, Stevie. I know Stevie.
This guy was believe me,
Very
you
talented.
Can't
Very
guy.
talented.
It's so classy.
Yeah. And what it did for him was when things did open up, he was ready to go.
We love this guy. Thank God he's always out there doing stuff.
Yep.
He actually did a session about 3-4 weeks ago in South Philly, or I think it was on 10th and McKean somewhere in an old schoolyard or something. The live band was out there. He sang his heart out for like 2 or 3 hours, I think. We were dancing. People were dancing. Just people just coming out of their front doors and on their homes.
Yeah.
Just coming out, and they're having fun.
Yeah, having a good time. Thank God for a change.
He sings, he's frontman often for City Rhythm Orchestra.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that. Is that a Philly
Well, that's
thing?
their band.
Oh, okay. All right. No, I don't know it.
They play all over the world.
Okay.
And, but he,
All over they play.
yeah, he was in Italy in June. He sent us photos of the hotel they were staying at.
Yeah.
And, he's just a really nice guy too. He's a stand-up guy.
Well, we were talking about your writing, and your record that you produced, and again, the song itself, it's a great song. We want to play it again.
Oh, hopefully, yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Love to hear that again. Thank you.
You have the other one. You have two of them.
I don't have my recorded version of my own voice on it, but I take the track with me wherever I go, and I sing it wherever I can go.
Okay.
But I was thinking about doing that, having someone record me as I did sing it. But I said I have a video of myself singing it at a local club.
Right.
I've recorded that. It's on video. I think I sent that to you. I think I sent you a link also with that particular night that my daughter had filmed that
Yeah.
for
Well,
me.
that's where he's getting confused. He thinks he wants to play that, but you can't play that one.
But if you play the track, that's the track. Yep.
Is that the track? Is it say track on the?
No, it's the actual song done by Randy Brown through Horizon Music, Ronnie James.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that one we want to hear.
Okay. Well, you got 4 copies, I think.
Yeah. Well, the other copy is the same, though, isn't it?
Fran, I can't tell you what I sent you. I know that I compiled a few CDs for you.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know that I had my own voice on a particular one. I think what I sent you as a link was when I was actually singing in my own office here, and I recorded it and put it on, I think I put it on YouTube or Facebook or something. I might have sent you that link. But if it's a link, it's me singing the song live.
Is it a link?
It's a link
No,
to me
he's saying
singing
no,
it live on Facebook. But the one I sent you for the radio show is the CDs. I sent you 4 copies of that.
Yeah, that's what I got. CDs here. That's
Okay. Well, if you can play that, that would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, I played it in the beginning. I wanted to play it again though because we got bullshit. Excuse my French. And
Well, I just heard the ending of it.
yeah. Well, no, we played it from the beginning, and I want to play it again. I just want to sit back and I want to listen to it.
All right. Thank
I
you.
want to listen to the lyrics. I want to hear it. Is that okay, Paula? Paula?
You have my blessing.
In that case, we're all in good shape.
Yeah.
Just another Saturday, I sit inside my room, trying hard to figure out what it is that I should do. You and I together, we had a special life. I was hoping someday you were gonna be my wife. That's when love walks out on you. There's nothing you can do, but you've gotta see it through. That's when love finally decides there'll be no more lies, no more sacrifice. That's when love Thinking I should clean my house, I go into my room. I see something on the floor, lying right next to the room. Pictures of better times going round and in my head. So I placed it on the wall, on the mantelpiece instead. And that's when love walks out on you. There's nothing you can do, but you've got to see it through. That's when love finally decides there'll be no more lies, no more sacrifice. That's when love. When my family comes around, I try to be polite. Candies, goodies on the table, and burning candlelight. But I just can't wait until they're gone and out of sight, so I can be alone and cry myself to sleep at night. Sitting in my living room, I can hear my neighbor cry. She gave him everything, but all she got was lies. Sometimes I can hear her through the window or the door, praying that she could have it back the way it was before. And this is what I tell her. That's when love walks out on you. There's nothing you can do, but you've got to see it through. That's when love finally decides there will be no more lies and no more sacrifice. That's when love.
Well, I really liked it. And I could see that song being sung down in Nashville for sure.
You know, a lot of it, country singers, and I'm not disparaging any of them, they sing about their truck, the gas station, you know, things that are real to them. But I think Frank's song definitely spoke to where he was mentally and emotionally. And to put that into words isn't easy. You could write it, and he did in his book, and he wrote it in a comical way, in a heartwarming way, and in a lot of different ways. But to put that all that feeling into a song, that's a different story. And I think he did a great job. And I must say, Frank's version of himself singing his own song is much better than that.
Is that right? Wow.
Much better.
We
Ronnie's version is, it sounds like it's not an upbeat song by any means, but that version is too dragged out. Frank's version has a little more depth to it,
Well,
but in an uplifting way.
yeah.
Since you're saying it that way, I'm going to tell you it didn't have the feeling. He
Exactly.
was trying to put feeling in it, but he didn't have the feeling.
Because he didn't live that.
Yeah,
Frankly.
that song you got to have a lot of feeling for.
Yeah.
It's just that kind of, and it could have been a little more up tempo tune. Yeah,
Well,
see,
That's what I said.
that's what who said? You said, Frank, or
I said that. I said,
Yeah.
Frank, his version
yeah,
is not representative
Yeah.
of what you were feeling.
yeah. But
It can only be sung by him.
Oh,
Well,
that's
it could be right. You could be right by that. But
yeah.
the problem with that is today, it's so hard to do a recording if you're not known.
True.
That's
So,
right.
and that's why, if you could get that to somebody has a name and likes the song, then you're in.
Yeah.
Then you're in.
That was
from there,
exactly my point.
But
Well, while you're off for the month,
well,
maybe you can find somebody.
well, you never know. I might just be able to. I might just be able to.
Well,
And naturally, Frank has to do his part. This isn't passing the buck off to anybody, least of all you.
No,
It's
he's
just-
like, no. He doesn't. He's done enough. He's done almost everything you could do. The only thing he needs somebody to be able to pass it off to somebody and have them listen to it and a couple times and understand what it's about and maybe add something to it, maybe to leave it alone, whatever. But
yeah, just to redo it if they want to.
yeah, you
I
got.
think the lyrics are very, very good.
There's
You know, the
somebody-
arrangement was not mine. I had a more upbeat version of it on my guitar. I played it,
right.
and as I told you many times that I couldn't go down and sing it the way I wanted it to be recorded. So he just redid everything. He just redid the music, the arrangement, and the vocals.
Right.
So if there's someone out there who's interested in the type of song it is, or what's really in the content of the song, and they want to modernize it, or just present it in a different way, I think it could be something.
Well, let's see what I can do with it. Let me see if I can get it in the hands of a few people and see what they think about it for sure. And I will have the time to do that, Frank. I mean it. And I'm glad I got you, and I'm glad I got Paula on the show and was able to speak to her. She sounds lovely, and she's going to keep you in line, Frank, whether you like it. Or
Oh,
not.
no kidding.
That's
Of
right.
course. She's had me in the kitchen all day, Fran. Making the meatballs,
Nothing wrong with that, buddy. Nothing wrong with that. Because later on tonight, you get to eat them.
Yeah. Well, how much time you got left here? Do you want?
None. We're running over already.
All right, Fran. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.
Yeah, you certainly will. I promise you, Frank. And
Nice to finally meet you, Fran.
same here, honey. I mean it sincerely. It was a pleasure meeting you. And I'll be back
Thank
with
you.
you. All right, guys. Take it easy there in South Philly.
All right.
Well,
All right, babe. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, we got that good-looking chick from Beverly Hills on the line. Do we have a good-looking girl from Beverly Hills there? She's not answering.
Yes, she is.
Oh, there
She's
she
here.
is. Oh, she was lost there for a minute.
How are you, Fran?
How you doing there, cutie pie?
All right, I'm listening to your show.
Oh, yeah?
So, how are you?
Doing okay.
You're going away?
Yeah, I want to
Are
take a
you
month
taking-
off. I want to restructure some things here on the show that I never put the show on the way I wanted it on.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I didn't even tell Justin here what I'm doing. He looked at me crazy when I said that. But I mean, I told the GM, I had already told him that there'll be no more Sunday shows. So the first of the 1st of September, I'll come back. I don't know if it'll be the 1st, and I don't know that it'll be a Sunday because I'm not crazy about the Sundays anymore.
Right.
I need to be where I need to be, not where somebody thinks
Yeah.
I should be. My
Right.
whole life, when I went my direction, I did all right. When I went to other people's directions, I didn't do so good. But neither here nor there. There's a reason why I'm here at this time slot. Excuse me. And we were talking about that earlier to the previously with the fella and his girl and his wife that we were just on. COVID knocked a lot of people out knocked me out. I mean, I had, for you, I don't even know if I ever told you, I have a contract with this radio station from June.
Yeah, you had told me that.
June 6th, 2021.
Right. I remember.
That's when I started to put together the Italian American show. That's how long I've been trying to put this together. And I only got on the air 4 months ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all this time. It was stop, start, all different kinds of nonsense. And I could never get it where I needed it to be. I had this show done in all Italian. I don't know. I never told you that. The show was
Right.
was Italian.
Right.
I mean, literally Italian.
I remember you way back, like when we started talking, like over 10 months ago. I think you had mentioned that it was strictly Italian.
Yeah, well, but we didn't use it. I had to redo it all. There was a lot of
Right.
redos here, and if you're doing a production, and this was pretty big. You have no idea, like all the things that I have to go into the show, and neither does this fellow across from me, to put into this show. And that's why, the people that were around me, they knew, and everything took time. It just was, you couldn't do all the things. You had to take one thing at a time, and then sometimes you had to rework it, redo it quite a few different times, and again, it took time and it took money, always those two things. And then I got sick a couple times. And that knocked me out of the box. I couldn't get the airtime because of COVID. And I couldn't get the airtime because I got sick, and the airtime wasn't there anymore. But I was supposed to be doing a show Monday through Friday, 2 hours a day, and
Yeah, I remember you saying.
that never worked out. Now, but all good things happen to people. Good things come to those who wait. The old saying.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the general manager here last week and a half ago, and he doesn't know. Justin doesn't know what I want to tell him. And I mentioned to him what Justin had said to me. Justin said that they sold the stations in Chicago, and he said, so the manager said to me, yeah, they did. Now, what I didn't say to Justin was, when I heard that, I figured this station's next. This is gone. But when I spoke to the GM, he said, yeah, well, they still have the 3 stations in Missouri and the 2 in Tennessee. I said, they have 5 other stations? And he said, yes. I said, okay. Because I'm going to be on every one of them. I'm not going to just when I come back, I expect to be on every station that they have. And I'll be on other stations.
When are you coming back?
I'm going to be back. I'll be back in September.
Oh, okay.
No, it's going.
That's when I'm launching my audiobook.
Well, there we go. You'll be on my first.
Yeah,
shows.
because I'm trying to lay out something, and that's why I called you, but I'm sure you've been busy. Did you get any of my calls? I wanted to talk to you about that, and that would be a good thing.
Well, we're on the air right now.
Okay,
You can talk
I got
to me
you.
right now, unless it's
All right, I'm
unless it's
talking to you.
unless it's a private call.
No, I just came out of the studio. I've been in the studio for about a little over 48 hours cutting it, and then we have another few days. So it's really spectacular. It's amazing. It's a gift from God, I got to tell you.
Well,
And
then you understand.
it's going to be like 7 hours long. It's 300 pages.
Well, you listen. It's worth every minute that you took with it. If it ends where you want it to end, and what I mean by that is, if you're satisfied with it, not somebody else being satisfied, you have to be satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
And that
I go with my gut. Yeah,
Well-
I go with my gut. Yeah, if it doesn't feel good, but I agree with you.
yeah, that's really a philosophy people should take all through life. Now, I didn't follow that philosophy for many, many, many years, and it really hurt me. It hurt me when I think about things that I listen to other people and how it cost me. literally really, really cost me. And
I know.
I didn't
We've been,
I don't
we all been
appreciate
there,
it,
right?
but
No, it's
yeah,
not nice.
yeah,
Right.
no, it's not nice. It's not a nice thing at all. And but it's it's gone. It's over. What you try to do is not do anything stupid like that again. And what I mean by that is I would never listen to anybody's advice. I mean, I would listen.
Well,
I wouldn't do it.
yeah.
If it didn't make any sense
Well,
to me, it would go one ear and out the other. I wouldn't tell them that they're ridiculous. I just wouldn't be bothered with it. And
Right. Well, we all go back to that word respect. People
Well-
don't respect the situation for the other person and vice versa. That's what I feel. That's my personal opinion.
what I found
You
is
know?
that there's always somebody thinks they're smarter than you. And my dad,
Right.
the only thing my father really ever told me, because I really didn't know him, I only met him a couple times, but one of the last times I met him, and he came to see, he didn't come to see me, he came to see my mother. But
Mhm.
she had a bar, and I was sitting in the bar when he came in.
Hmm.
I hadn't seen him in, I don't know, 15 years. And since I was a kid, I was 21 then. And he said, we were talking, and we were talking about, as a matter of fact, we were talking about singing. He had asked me something about it, and I told him, that I liked to sing, and I was pursuing that. And what he told me was, do not tell anybody what it is you want to do. Do not tell people more than the one you need to tell what you want to do, because they will absolutely talk you out of it. I never forgot that, and it was very, very true. You got an idea, keep it to yourself till you can get it finished.
That's what God says. Don't let the right hand know what the left hand is
Well,
doing.
that's the truth. So in any event, how you feeling, kid?
I'm great. I feel great.
Yeah?
It's really been a process, and yeah. And I just start putting it on social media, and I'm meeting again tonight with my producer and Jean Vauban, and Out of Respect audiobook is going to fly high, God willing, and it's an exciting process. We went to Melrose Recording Studio to do it on the old Warner lot, and it's been a blast. And we're on this ride,
Beautiful.
and
Really, seriously.
so that's yeah. So I mean, word has to go out, because I'm just trying to, I'm trying to serve. I know it sounds ironic, but it's not. But I'm trying to serve through sharing my testimony, and I think that's why it's just taking its own pathway. Because I haven't laid any of this out. This is like divine design. This is like a faith walk, and it's just a lady. It really is. It's
Well,
spectacular.
you've been doing it a long time, D, and you got it in your head. It's in your head. So
Hmm.
you can get it on paper or wherever else you want to get it, as long as you're doing it. And, you can listen to ideas that people have. If they make sense, then you do it. If it makes no sense, never bring it up again. Just keep doing what you're doing. And
That's exactly my sentiment.
but
That's it.
sometimes
So,
you have to back up, like what I'm doing. I'm just backing up right now for a month. I know it's going to take me a
Mhm.
month to do what I need to do, and so I'm doing it. That's it. Doesn't I don't feel bad about it at all. I wish it wouldn't have went like this, but I don't feel bad about what I have to do. I know that when I come back, it'll be a better show, and it'll be all.
Well, I'm
it'll
looking
it'll
forward
everything,
to hearing that.
yeah. And so, how's the weather out there in California?
It's fabulous. It really is. It's really great weather.
And the smoke's not getting to you with all them fires?
What fire? I haven't heard fires. I've been in the studio
Christ.
most of the week. But what fires? What fires?
They're only burning
Um,
about 200,000 acres of land out there. They said the size of
Here?
Los,
Not in
of
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. They said
Los Angeles?
right outside of Los Angeles. They're saying.
All
The
right,
size of
outside,
Los
yeah.
Angeles.
Well, I haven't even tuned into a TV really, to tell you the truth. So I'm just been,
No, that's good.
know,
when
focused.
when you're busy, and you're really into what you're doing, that's the way it's supposed to be. You know,
Yeah.
you're getting up thinking about it. You're going to bed thinking about it. And that's it. That's the end of it. And it turns out to be, well, it'll turn out to be as good as it could be for you. You know, for you.
Yeah.
Not maybe not.
Well,
for
that's
somebody
what I'm
else, but
trying
for
to
you.
pull together. I'm definitely going to do a Vegas thing. So that's why I'm interested to hear when you come back. Because
If I can put together all the stuff that I'm putting together, it'll be fabulous for you. It really will. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it'll be fabulous for
well, you
you.
don't have to tell me.
And, no, I'm going to show you. Hopefully, I want to show you. And
Yeah.
that's what I want to do. And because I owe it to myself to finish what I started here, and I intend to do it. So
I do respect that.
We'll see. We will see. I'm gonna have to let you go in about 5 minutes.
No problem.
And I got a friend out there, and he's in the hospital. I got to call John, and that's what I want to do. I want to give him a call. He'll know it's me, and he may know that I'm on the radio, and he can maybe cheer him up a little bit, you know. And
Well, that's nice. That's
yeah.
a nice thing.
and so I want to do that. And
All right. Well,
but I was going to call you, darling. I really was. I mean, so you called me, but I was going to call you because you called me the other day. I couldn't talk to you. Remember you called me?
yeah, I
know,
called you.
You might have been punching.
Like,
You might have been punching.
no, I wasn't punching. I just left you a message. I left you a message, I left you the past few weeks. I left you
A
a
voice
message or two.
message or a text message?
No, a voice message.
Oh, okay, I got to check and see.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And I didn't hear back from you, so I figured you were busy.
I don't always.
So,
check the
because I
voice
want.
messages.
Oh, I did a text, but it wasn't this past week. I did a text before. So now I know to text you. That's what I know. All right.
Well, we're going to see,
So,
sweetie. We're going to see. All right, you doll baby. I'm glad to hear everything's working for you. You're really working hard on it. And you almost got it finished up. And hopefully I'll be ready when you're ready, and we're going to make something happen between the two of us.
There you go.
All right, sweet.
All right. Well, enjoy your time off, and good luck on your, strategy.
Yeah.
And enjoy the summer. And I'll talk to you. I'll text you before then, or I'll talk to you in September.
You got it, babe. We'll talk before then. I promise you.
All right, friend.
All right,
You
sweetie.
take care.
Thanks, dear.
All right. Be well.
Bye,
God
honey.
bless. Bye-bye.
Bye, hon. Dee's working on that book, her book. Hold on a minute. You have 2 minutes? All right, well, you want to play it now?
Yo, D! My name is Denise DiStefano, and this is my story. I was born and raised in a neighborhood called South Philly, a close-knit Italian section that was headed by Angelo Bruno, otherwise known as the Docile Don. He was the head of the Philadelphia crime family. To us, Angelo was just a sweet man who helped everyone he could in the neighborhood. My father was a plumber, a racketeer, not a made man, but an associate. I guess you can say he was diversified. He was a very giving and kind man, always laughing and joking. My father, like others, enjoyed the fruits of the victimless crimes for him and our family. When I was little, I thought my father and his friends were just popular guys. They could go anywhere in the neighborhood, get anything they wanted, and nobody accepted their money. My mother, on the other hand, was a narcissistic woman of multiple personalities who subjected me to physical and emotional torture. She was addicted to prescription drugs as well as street uppers and downers. I knew something was wrong at age 8, but others didn't catch on until much later. My father, his family, the fellows, and the neighborhood were my safe haven, my caregivers. I remember the first time my mother tried to kill me. I was 7.5, and it was the night before my confirmation. My mother was bathing me, kneeling by the bathtub in our black and white tiled bathroom. I was in my bubble bath, rattling off about the next day's events. My daddy coordinated this lavish party for my confirmation at the CR Club at Palumbo's in South Philadelphia on 9th Street. That was where the stars performed. Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and anybody who was somebody showed up one time or another. In my father's eyes, he thought he would not see me get married. So seeing me in the church with a veil on were his reasons for going all out, including a handmade dress and a matching bag. After that, what can I say? He was my father. I continued to tell my mother, as she bathed me, what I did that day with Daddy, and that I saw Buster Brown shoes in the window on 7th Street, and how I liked to get them. My mother's face got scary, and she started to scream. You're never satisfied, you ungrateful
We're here back on again now? All right. Why did you cut it off? There was nothing left? I'm talking to you. Huh? Oh, okay. I got you. In any event, that was Denise, and that's a story. That's a story of her life. She was just giving a little brief. That's what she's got the book. The book is great, and she's doing it where you can just listen to it, which is going to be funny. He cut it off because he said there was some curses in it, and I didn't realize that. But in any event, she's very funny. She's a South Philly girl. She wrote a book about her family, and she's very sincere. You can tell in her voice. She's very sincere about it. And I like her. I've only met her on the show, calling back and forth, and some pictures that I saw of her that she sent me. And but she's had a good life in reality. She's out in California. She's been out there for years. And I'm very happy to hear that she's almost done this book vocally, and I think that's going to be a winner for her. It sounds it, it just sounds it. She's got it down because it's her life, and she's exuberant about it. I mean, I like that idea. In any event, we need to call her later, and I'll tell her we had, we played some of it, for her, and I want to make one call. Can I make a call here on my phone, and or I'll give it to you there? Okay. Hold on a minute. I just want to make a call. I don't know if they'll be there. They may not be there, but I do want to make the call, and we'll see. Yeah, go to break. No problem.
The I Love the 90s tour is back.
At Safe Steps Academy, we're on a relentless mission. We're not just teaching CPR, we're igniting a movement, spreading the gospel of preparedness far and wide. Our focus is clear: to empower everyday people with the knowledge and confidence to act in an emergency. Picture this: you're out for a walk, enjoying life's simple pleasures, when suddenly a medical emergency strikes. In that critical moment, you're surrounded by trained bystanders who leap into action, their skills honed by Safe Steps Academy. All classes will train individuals and adults: child, infant CPR, AED, and first aid. Classes are laid back, hands-on, and equip you for real-life emergencies. Instruction is approximately 1.5 hours long. Located at 4079 North Rancho in Alexander, behind Timbers Bar. Contact Michelle for an appointment at 702-583-5838 or go to SafeStepAcademy.com.
Immersive Disney animation is the groundbreaking experience of a lifetime, featuring the animated sights and sounds of Disney's most iconic films, from The Lion King to Frozen to Encanto and more. Step into the magic of Disney's greatest characters. Immersive Disney animation is now open at Lighthouse Art Space Las Vegas at the Shops at Crystals. Tickets at DisneyImmersive.com. Brought to you by the producers of Immersive Van Gogh.
Located only 4 miles from downtown Colorado Springs and 10 miles from Pikes Peak, Hyatt Place Colorado Springs Garden of the Gods offers spacious rooms with contemporary decor, stylish furnishings, including divided living and sleeping areas, the Hyatt Grand Bed, state-of-the-art media and work center, a 42-inch flat-panel high-definition television that easily integrates with laptops and other electronic devices. Complimentary breakfast is included during your stay. Location at 503 West Garden of the Gods Road. Book your stay at hyattplace.com.
We're back, and we're going to just wrap the show up now. We went over a little bit because Frank and his lovely wife there in South Philadelphia, I really enjoyed speaking to him and her. And then, of course, we had Denise Stefano. She's got that new book out, and her recordings, and she's very excited about it. And so was I. When we played it, when Justin played it, it was very good. He was smiling. He liked it. And so did I. And I think it's going to be a winner for her. And I had mentioned to her that, I'm going to be off till September, beginning of September. And, the station will tell you when I'm going to be back because I don't know. I'm trying to fit in a new airtime. So we'll see. In any event, I'll have her on with me. And we're going to get Frank back, too. I want to have him back on. I want to send his tape down to some people down in Nashville. I know a couple people down there. They may like that song. In any event, I had a nice day today. I feel real good because I got to speak to some people that I care about and I like, and I got to mention Alexi and talk about Butchie. And I got to talk to Frankie and his wife, and I got to talk to Denise. And of course, I wanted to talk to Joycey, but she was too busy for me. But she's been too busy for me for years now. So it's understandable why she couldn't talk to me. She's just a busy girl. I'm not being facetious now. I'm not being funny. She's probably had a lot of company at the house. She couldn't, I did that out of just off the top of my head. So it's just a matter of somebody saying, I can't right now, but later, which she probably will call me and ask me why I was going to do that to her. Which I was going to do something crazy, but that's it for another time. And I want to say I enjoyed, all the Sundays that I spent with you. And it's not over. It's just that I need a month to put together the real show. This wasn't a real show. This was a test of me, and a test of the show, and a test of the station, and a test of everybody involved. And that's what it was. And now it's time for me to restructure everything the way I want it. And that's what I'm going to do. And then we're going to open back up again. And it's like a Broadway show. We're going to open up a Broadway show, and it's going to be on the air, and it's going to be on podcast. And who knows? Who knows where it'll go? I think I might call a couple people in New York. Now that I'm talking about New York and a Broadway show, I could call a couple people in New York that have some heavy people that they know down there at do shows on Broadway. Who knows where this is going to lead? But I'm going to put all my effort in to the Italian American Radio Show and Podcast. And I want to take it so you can understand this before I hang up. If I get back on the air, God willing, I get back on the air the way I want to get back on the air, this show is going to go from the United States to Italy. Absolutely. Every time I'm on the air, I'll be speaking to somebody in Milan or in Rome or in Trieste or in Venice. That's a fact. I'll be saying hello to some restaurateur or some modeling company or some fashion designer on each show. And I'll be doing a 2-hour show, so we'll have plenty of time to goof off and do some funny stuff like that. We're also going to be talking to a lot of young Italian people and young Italian American people and give them a little history on their Italian culture. And the Italian culture is so vast that we couldn't do it in 5 years. That's how vast it is. But in any event, we're done, and I want to say goodbye and thanks, and I'll see you in September. Have a great vacation. Anybody going on? Bye-bye.
Just another Saturday, I sit inside my room, trying hard to figure out what it is that I should do. You and I together, we had a special life. I was hoping someday you were gonna be my wife. That's when love walks out on you. There's nothing you can do. You've gotta see it through. That's when love finally decides there'll be no more lies, no more sacrifice. That's when love Thinking I should clean my house, I go into my room. I see something on the floor lying right next to the room. Pictures of better times going round and in my head. So I placed it on the wall, on the mantelpiece instead. And that's when love walks out on you. There's nothing you can do, but you've got to see it through. That's when love finally decides there'll be no more lies, no more sacrifice. That's when love when my family comes around, I try to be polite. Candies, goodies on the table, and burning candlelight. But I just can't wait until they're gone and out of sight, so I can be alone and cry myself to sleep at night. Sitting in my living room, I can hear my neighbor cry. She gave him everything, but all she got was lies. Sometimes I can hear her through the window or the door, praying that she could have it back the way it was before. And this is what I tell her. That's when love walks out on you. There's nothing you can do, but you've got to see it through. That's when love finally decides there will be no more lies and no more sacrifice. That's when love
What would you tell that person that is negative all the time to start flipping their mindset towards a more positive outlook on things? I know for a fact myself, having a positive outlook on things when things might get tough or might get hard really helps you get through those things a lot easier. You know, if you're thinking negative down the line, it's going to be negative. But if you're thinking positive down the line, you're going to get a lot further and you're going to feel a lot better.
Yeah.